finished the story.
And we are back. Where was the clap? Because
Oh, you want me to do it?
I was waiting the last to call you knobheads. But yes, we are back again. Another episode of
so
the.
bad of us.
Stop clapping down your microphones, like knobs. That clap sound that you did, Matt, sounded like something different, but never mind. That's a different podcast.
Why are you always rude? Why you gotta do it? Why?
Because I enjoy it. All right.
All right, whatevs.
Just because.
But when I take something out,
2025 WWE's going to Netflix. It's not going to be PG no more. That means I don't have to be PG.
You do, because hopefully we're monetized by then.
Well, we'll put an 18 rating on it and you can get fucked.
No, I won't be monetized. I want money.
But yes, we are back with another weekly episode of the week of Forbidden Door, AEW's pay-per-view. We have done a prediction video. It will probably be out before this one or after this one, whatever way around Matt. After. So keep an eye out. We'll see. But let's jump into it, guys. How are you doing?
All right, mate. How are you?
Me better, but I'm all right.
How are you, Matt?
Oh, good, mate. Oh, good. Well, so. Just get on with it.
Yeah, crack on.
Crack on, mate. Crack on.
Crack on. But yeah, so if you tuned in last week, you know we're trying some stuff. So obviously the layout of this video is different than last week's because we tried something, weren't quite perfect. So something else. And obviously last week we're trying to keep to topics to keep this time of the video down. So we're gonna trial it again this week to see how we get on. Let us know in the comments below what you think of these little trials and errors. I think Matt's got a couple of more little experiments he wants to run in a couple of weeks. So your feedback would be muchly appreciated. But let's start the week how we always start the episode, because we're sponsored by EuroShop. Well, we've got it in a link with EuroShop. It's down below. You can see what it means down there. Buy merch for anything.
Hang on. That looked dodgy then. See where you went. See what it is down there.
Down there. Yeah, sorry. Down there.
Up all night.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you've got anything coming up, anything for anybody, birthday presents, or you just want to buy yourself a new bit of merch, well, what we got? We've got the white six.
Dirty Dom.
The new Dirty Dom. The white six shirts. We've got a new Cody Rhodes baseball cap. That was emailed to us this week. That's how I know that's on there.
It was.
Yeah. Any Cody merch, any of your favourites on there. If you go on
Money in the Bank merch is on there now.
Yeah, Money in the Bank, Clash Castle stuff's on there. So if you want to get that DM Hunk shirt, it's on there. If you want your CM Spunk shirts, they're on there too, unfortunately. But yeah, use that link below though. Help us out, because once we make a certain amount and we withdraw it, we will then run a competition and give it back to you guys. But we need you to buy merch below.
I might get one of them Cody Rhodes hats, you know.
See, I got a Seth one a little while back, and I've got a meat head, and it's just getting bigger. So it's a bit of a tight one, and I don't really like snapbacks either now.
I love a snapback.
They just pop open on my head.
As you can tell from my from me wearing snapbacks like every week.
Yeah, my blue one that I have on, it's a fitted one. I bought it in America, so it's a fitted one. It's really big.
Oh my God, you win! You win. I'm gonna wear my hat. How long do you reckon before I take it off?
I know, but I'm not taking mine off now.
I don't like it. It's doing me in.
This is my thinking hat. When I've got something I really need to think about, I put my thinking hat on.
www.euroshop.com.
Yeah, so yeah, back to the EuroShop link. I'm not taking my hat off. I'm genuinely not taking my hat off. I probably will do, but staying on for now. Come on, mate.
For you guys in the pod, I'm just gonna put a picture up of who John reminds me of right now. It will be on the video, so you would see it.
So who you put it in,
now.
so I know.
I'm going to show you in the chat.
What chat you put it in? What's that? Oh, this one. Who the fuck's that guy?
Mosh.
He's the worst gimmick
from the
in wrestling.
Headbangers. Yeah.
Is that one of the headbangers?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on 2K24 starting tomorrow. We're not sponsored by him though, so fuck him.
Yeah, not yet. Just don't fuck him. I really want that one, so don't say nothing bad about them. But yeah, so as we do every week, we wear our t-shirts to promote our affiliation with the Euro store. What shirts are you wearing, fellas?
I'm
wearing New Day that I bought from WWE EuroShop.com, sponsored by Fanatics, with the link in the description below, repping the shirt. However, on Sunday when we do Forbidden Door, I will be wearing my AEW shirt.
Dad?
I am wearing a Better Than You Baby t-shirt.
You've changed your shirt since we've come on the call.
He's changed his shirt 4 times since we've been on this call, you know.
Oh, my hat's coming off now.
Hey! It didn't last long. There we go.
It's Velcro at the back. It was sticking to my head.
Just ready, isn't it?
I've got my Samoa Joe one on. I did plan to have my Drew t-shirt on again. My Drew shirt on again today.
Last week.
Huh?
You had that last week. Have you washed that?
Did it? Yeah, it was in the washing pile this morning. So yes, it is clean.
He's a scruff.
I got up this morning and obviously you guys are aware I had things to do, so I threw on a t-shirt and it just didn't look right, so I grabbed a clean t-shirt off the table. It's Samoa Joe one. It's one of my favourite t-shirts. But yeah,
Do you ever just pick up a random t-shirt and you put it on, you go, yeah, I'm happy I'm wearing that one today.
I was alright with it. I was alright with it. Zoe just said it didn't look right because I had blue shorts on, grey t-shirt, and maybe like Crocs. Just didn't look right.
What's wrong with that?
I've got my stupid sock things on as well, and so
yeah, you've got your leggings on, haven't you?
Yeah. But yeah, so I had all intentions to get my WrestleMania Drew t-shirt back out after this week's SmackDown, and in this week's Raw. Can't wait.
Told you to let it play out, and you won't listen.
Oh, mate, it's done now. It's finished. Story over. That story is complete. Buried. All I need now is a buried alive match where you actually bury him on the concrete. Then it's done.
What, Drew? That's horrible for you to say.
No.
How dare you say that about
Big
Drew?
Big
Larry, I agree with the dog. Let's bury the dog.
Hey, no, it's not a pretty looking dog, but no bad words about a dog.
It's pretty. It's definitely it's a gremlin. Have you seen it? Its teeth comes up.
Yes, all right. It's not an oil painting, but
comes up
nothing bad ever happens to dogs. I'll hurt you. I'll hurt anybody that hurts a dog.
So would I.
But anyone that hurts cats. Love me cat.
It's born of evil then.
So they're not my name.
But yeah, especially at the moment, you know, my little man's not well. Don't push me.
No, I know, but that one's a gremlin. Yours ain't.
Yeah, you want to see my sister's
Yours
dog getting better. My dog's dad isn't much better looking than Larry. Actually, I say Larry's probably better looking.
No way.
Yeah.
Nah. I don't believe you.
Oh no, I'm not getting into the conversation with dogs because I could go on all day about dogs and the ugly ones, and they're not ugly ones. They're all perfect in their own little ways. All right. I'm fucking fuming, mate.
No, just every time I see the picture of Larry, I just want to cry.
Yeah, he's not an attractive dog. But you know what? If Punk was walking down the road with Larry and Larry came over, I'd give Larry a little stroke and walk past Punk and say nothing. I'd have a selfie with Larry.
That'd be funny.
I'd have a selfie with Punk.
I'd have a selfie with Larry and or I'll get a picture with Larry and ask Punk to take it for me.
That'd be funny if you did.
That'd be something, and you got it, and I'm not. It's something I would do. But hey ho. So let's get on to the agenda for today. Just pull up. So let's start with NXT, and the first thing on the agenda here is obviously everybody's really excited about NXT and the Battle Royale. We spoke about it last week. If a certain somebody was going to be in it or not, and people did say his name, and he did appear, and we had talking.
And we all believe in.
Well, Joe Hendry. So obviously we had the Battle Royale for the #1 contendership for the NXT World Title. We had everybody in there, and obviously Joe Hendry was one of the combatants. Take it away, Matt. This is one of your points. What do you want to ask us about it?
So I put, is he the right person to use? So basically, this NXT TNA thing, we've spoke about it the last few weeks, and we've said the certain superstars what come over to WWE. Certain superstars have done the WWE thing, don't want to go back over. They'd rather someone else come to them. So, is Joe Hendry the right person to use for the one rating spike between NXT and TNA? And is he the right person to use storylines for NXT? Like, I mean, you could put Moose in there. I don't think Moose would get the trying to think of the word.
Viewership?
No.
Audience?
No.
Hype?
Excitement that Joe Hendry did. Because let's face it, Joe Hendry at the moment, whether people like him or not, he's one of the hottest things in wrestling at the moment. He's everywhere. Yeah. UK, US, he's everywhere. Joe Hendry, NXT, TNA, right person?
100%, yes.
So right now, because he is a viral sensation right now, for eyes on product, right person. If you're asking me if I would, in a situation where if he wasn't the viral sensation he is, would he be the person I'd want to jump across to put eyes on products? No. Who would have? So for a start, I didn't like. I felt almost like not disrespect. It's not the word. Sort of is the word I'm trying to say. Kazarian. Kazarian was just in the ring. You didn't know Kazarian was there until he got told. It was mentioned Kazarian's in the ring as well.
Yeah.
I thought he had. Did he not have an entrance?
No.
Who am I thinking of then? Oh, Ethan Page.
All Ego had the entrance.
Yeah.
So they haven't. Let's be honest. A genuine icon of the wrestling ring. One of the pillars, faces, whatever you want to call it, of the original TNA. In the ring, and then he didn't get an entrance.
I would have done it that way though as well. I would have done it that way as well if I was the booker.
See, but that annoyed me because that to me was like, yeah, you can come across, but you're just going to be in the ring. We're not going to give you any respect. It's a dig because he's an ex-AEW guy as well. Don't know, but I didn't like that. I think if he wasn't a viral sensation, we would. Let's put it this way: if that song wasn't a viral sensation, we wouldn't be talking about Joe Hendry.
No, of course we wouldn't be. And that's what I'm saying. Is it the right one to use now? Because
right now, yes. Right now, yes.
Yeah.
100% right now he is because everybody's on it. I mean, he's doing the right things to get his face out there and get recognition. But if the situation's different, absolutely not. But then at the same point, twist that in his head. Then if Joe Hendry wasn't such a viral sensation, now who would you use to try and put eyes on this Forbidden Door?
Callahan, Kazarian.
I wouldn't. And this.
Don't think Callahan. I think Callahan might be one of the ones wouldn't. He will do work on Impact, but won't go back to NXT.
And what's his face? It's definitely not Cedric Alexander. Alexander, the bald guy.
Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
I think that'd be him.
Yeah.
I don't want to put hate on Frankie because I think Frankie's tremendous. He has been for TNA. He was. Well, I didn't watch him in AEW, but he was for TNA. The way it was booked this week, I thought was right. Nothing against Frankie, but with the way Joe Hendry is right now, and the TNA audience being the NXT audience being the way they are, that was the right thing to do. Nothing against Frankie. I totally agree. It's a bit of disrespect. I think it's got nothing to do with AEW. I just think Joe Hendry is the one at the moment that as soon as you hear the music, boom, you know who he is. If Frankie's music got hits, I wouldn't have known what Frankie's music is.
I think Frankie would have got a pop. So if they did Frankie first, then I think I think Frankie's in that category of no matter where he wrestles, once people realize who it is, because let's be honest, the music right now, wrestling, if you don't know it, you got to wait till you see the name or see them. I think because of Frankie, because they're in status of in the wrestling world, once they realized who it is, people would have been, oh my God, Frankie's there. And then Ethan, and then Joe Hendry, and you got the full pot. Because the crowd would have been excited, and they were like, well, who else? And obviously, everybody was expecting Joe Hendry. Me, I think if we weren't doing this, I would be absolutely, there is only really one person, and that's Josh Alexander. Would have been the only person. I like Moose. I would like the idea of Moose coming across and doing some stuff over there. There's some guys, like you mentioned there, Callahan. I'm watching NXT Black and Gold right now. I just don't think. I don't know if he's left a bit of taste, whatever, because his booking was so bad.
Solomon Crowe was supposed to debut like 6 months before that. And he just got put off, and then he turned up like he did.
Turned up, and then he was only there for a few. I remember the promos and being dead excited about him and looking into who it was. And I didn't know Sami Callihan, but I was like, this has got, came out. I did like Sami Callihan, but then he just didn't make nothing. Just sort of dropped off and left. And then obviously he's gone to Impact. Done what he's did, and obviously the baseball bat thing with Eddie Edwards has then excelled him up. I don't think Sami would have been. I don't think Sami Callihan could have been enough. I think it would have to be, it's either Josh Alexander on his own or the system as a group doing like a takeover style thing with Moose second trick.
I don't agree with the system thing. That the way I'll always look at these things is the NXT and WWE universe is in a bubble, and if you're not a massive name, like if they're not seeing you on TikTok, if you're not, forget diehard wrestling fans for a minute, if they've not seen you on TikTok or Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, they don't know who the fuck you are. Let's face it. Like Ethan Page, I'll take Ethan Page as a perfect example. He came out to little to no ovation, nothing, because they're in that bubble. So for me, the system wouldn't have been enough. There were no Brian Myers. They get the face because of Kurt Hawkins. Other than that, they wouldn't know.
See, that's why I've gone the system, because there's somebody there they recognise.
So this is where I'm going, and I know he wouldn't because of issues that he's had with stuff. There's only one person. It wasn't Joe Hendry. That if I was Shawn Michaels or Triple H, I would fight and promise everything to him. Be Nick Nemeth. I know he wouldn't because of history. But he's the only one where that crowd would absolutely... If he shows up on NXT tonight, for example, and takes out Trick, he's the only one that will get the crowd pumping like that, other than Joe Hendry at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because he's known.
Yeah, he's still obviously blowing that little bubble. But obviously, Nick went down there for a little while as well. I feel comfortable. I don't know. I'm not comfortable. I'm fairly certain that he will be probably one of, maybe the only person not to get involved in this. Don't know. Obviously, I could be well wrong.
I
don't know the situation.
Do know his comedy stuff now, isn't he? So
we don't know how bad how the terms and stuff like that.
That's why Joe Hendry at the moment is the perfect one.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't, then he would be. For me, he would be the one.
The viral sensation is absolutely. They've nailed it down. That is perfect marketing done there. And then they've used, obviously, an Impact this week. They've used Joe Hendry saying, "Look, I can appear anywhere I want."
Yeah.
Which then leaves the door open for him to pop up on SmackDown, him to pop up on Raw, pop up anywhere. Obviously not AEW, because I think that's not what he's hinting at.
No.
Like, TBD and the ladder match could be Joe Hendry. Now that would be some fucking business by Joe Hendry himself.
I don't think he'd get booked by NXT anymore then.
Yeah, he'd be nearly dead in his WWE contract, but then opens up another door, doesn't it? But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. They're cashing in on a viral sensation right now.
It's to be stupid not to. I think it's very clever of WWE.
So obviously we've been talking about NXT, and obviously we've had some of the guys go up recently. And I know this is somebody else used to really like at the moment, and you want to talk about a bit more. Bron Breakker.
He can't do anything wrong. He is so good at the minute. Like, every match he's having is a banger. He's getting viral moments with that spear where he killed Kaiser last week. He's great on the mic. He's the only person that I wouldn't mind to see Chad win the IC title, but I want to see Bron win the IC title. It's time for Bron to hold a belt on the main roster to cement a status. And when he gets it, he needs to just be running through people like he is doing now, and saying backing off challenges, hit left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I put Bron Breakker on the list to talk about because at the moment in WWE, I don't think there's anyone that's bad, and I'm not talking about Seth Rollins or anyone like that. I mean, in the current mid card, I don't think there's anyone that's well rounded in everything he does that's that new to the main roster than Bron Breakker.
So I'm glad you cleared that little bit up for me, mate. The mid card, that there. See.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to do main
that's
event
what I'm going to ask.
Like,
event. Who are we comparing to him?
Yeah. So let's talk about the Intercontinental title scene. So we've got Chad Gable, one of the best on the roster. Mike skills are a little bit meh. Yeah. Sami Zayn, best one out there. Mike skills, in ring, everything. He's probably the only one that just above Bron Breakker. Kaiser, Mike skills are not great. In ring, he's fantastic. That last night proved it. Last night he had a banger of a match with Bron Breakker. Sheamus is Sheamus. I'd rather see a Sami Zayn match than a Sheamus match, to be perfectly honest with you.
All day.
Bronson Reed. I love Bronson Reed. But let's face it, his mic skills are crap. Strowman has never been good on the mic. But in terms of his... with the way he is, he's not needed. Bron Breakker, the way he just leaps from the ground to the top rope, does a taunt, then does a Hurricanrana, does another taunt, and then bounces off the ropes and spears him like he's got all the energy in the world. And then it's just... I think it's getting to the... Go on.
So, unpopular opinion, right? So, Bron Breakker is what they tried doing Mojo Rawley, but he's just right. That's what they tried doing Mojo, having big and like an impactful
hyper
and hype.
ADHD out of his head.
Yeah, exactly. But with Bron, it works because he's got the badassness to back it up. He's not doing it in a silly way. The
issue you've got, we said it before, Ted, is that he's getting booed. Well, he's supposed to be getting booed because he's a heel. He's not getting fucking booed. He's getting cheered.
Yeah.
They've done it right, though, by putting him against Sami at Money in the Bank, because everyone's going to cheer for Sami no matter what. One, it's in Canada, and two, it's Sami Zayn. So they're going to boo him and cheer Sami Zayn. But if you put... Sheamus is supposed to be a babyface. If you put him against Bron's going to get cheered. If you put him against Kaiser like last night, Bron was getting cheered. But he's a heel. They're on that verge where they need to be careful now of what they do with him. If they're going to push him as a babyface, he beats Sami Zayn at Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn goes on to Bloodline, for example, to help with the Bloodline situation with Coda or Jay. Then Bron Breakker's the top babyface on the roster in terms of mid-card. That'll work. But as long as Sami Zayn's the Intercontinental Champion, you're going to be struggling to try and keep Bron as a heel.
And it's that at that point, though, what do you do with the Ricochet stuff? Because he's technically... I don't know what he's going to be called on the Indies, so...
Ricochet, he owns a name.
Yeah, so it'll be Ricochet. So I don't know what.
Well, it bounces.
Yeah.
Well, it bounces is all elite.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do with Rick. Obviously, took out Ricochet, and we've got Ilya to come back and do something about that.
Yeah.
So with Bron Breakker, I paid attention to it. I didn't watch all Raw last night. I watched a small majority of it, and I paid paying attention to that match because obviously I didn't see NXT Bron Breakker. I've seen little bits here and there, and I can see the potential, absolute greatness there. Obviously, I'm sitting on the side of the cynical side, maybe cynical to the right word, of let's ride the wave before we put him in a high category. He is fantastic right now, but let's see once he takes that first loss. Or he goes up against, like you say, Sami Zayn. Let's see how this plays out going forward. For me, don't get me wrong, I think that is, when you talk future of the main events, the big names, if he carries on being the way he is, it's not going to be long until he's one of the next top guys.
I won't play past him winning the Rumble.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just, obviously, because it's NXT talent who are historically, and I know it was under Vince, and I'm hoping Trips does everything way different, but historically, there's not many of them that make a roaring success up there and straight away, or longevity is there. You know what I mean? We've got a few, obviously, Kevin, Sammy, and Finn to a degree. Then you've had loads who've gone up and then flopped about as well. Baron, Apollo Crews, Mojo Rawley, and you know what I mean? There's people. So don't get me wrong, I hope that we get more from him. He's a second generation wrestler as well, which WWE fucking love generational wrestlers. I'm enjoying him. But you're absolutely right. There's not many more in that mid-card segment, unless they go to maybe implode in the Judgment Day and you inject Dirty Dom into the Continental picture.
Well, that's a nice segue to the next bit. I like that.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
so if you've watched Raw, you'll see that Seth Rollins made a gentleman's agreement with Damian Priest that if Seth Rollins wins, Damian Priest has to leave the Judgment Day. If Priest wins, Seth Rollins doesn't get a title shot, which ain't going to be long. It's going to be another month, and then Gunther wins it against Damian Priest, as long as Damian Priest is champion. Then we've got the stuff with Liv Morgan and getting Finn and JD a tag title match. Walking out the locker room, and Finn's the only one in there. Liv sending Dom a picture message. Why he hasn't blocked a number yet, I don't know. If he's being like he's saying he is, and he doesn't want to block a number, mate. Come on, block her on social media. I think Priest is beating Seth, and spoiler alert for unless something happens next week. I think Priest is beating Seth. I don't think this is the implosion just yet. I think that's going to happen when Rhea's back just before SummerSlam. She's going to be the one that
I
do it.
So, spoiler alert, I think this is the end. I think he comes away with it, and then if Seth wins, Priest has to walk away from it, which he probably won't do. But then it's the beginning of the end of them, because then there's no one there leading them. It's technically Carlito, 4 people that are all got their own plans. Carlito's only in there for his own wealth and well-being. Dirty Dom's got his mind on Liv and Rhea, and Finn and JD are JD especially seemed to have been out for him and Finn since the day he came in. And Finn seems like now it's something going on. I do believe the underlying storyline is that JD and Finn and Liv are going to come to a match where it's going to probably be Dom, Rhea, and then they're probably pro Priest in for that match. So I do think Seth's winning. To give Seth Gunther.
I only think Priest is because Gunther beating Rollins after a month of having the title. The point? What is the point?
Just they failed to pull the trigger before Mania.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I think the reason it would be Seth and Gunther. Sorry to cut you up there, Ted. Is they are branding, and rightly so, as Seth as the guy everybody wants to beat out of respect and all sorts. Priest mentioned it last week, and I think that Gunther taking the title from the guy that everybody wants to beat puts a bit more prestige on him being the top guy, because he beat the best.
I don't think he does. Personally, I just don't think.
Yeah.
I think if Seth loses it to Gunther, and he's only held it just over a month, I think it damages Seth a little bit more than good at the moment.
I don't think you can damage, and this is my personal. This is why this is good. Why this has happened. I don't think you can damage Seth. I think Seth's hit that point in his status that no matter how he's booked, you can't damage Seth because he will come back bouncing, and the crowd will always be behind Seth. If you look for like mate, when they were full heel, people were still loving him. I think he's got to that. He's got to that. Well, I want to say John Cena status, but people love to hate John Cena. He's got to a point, mate, where I think he's the one that no matter what they do with him, he's going to be okay. And I think Seth will be fine with it as well, dropping it after a month to Gunther. I don't think Seth's that one of them people that worries about his career being harmed by putting another guy over.
No, he sees. I really like it's. So Seth for me is at that point where we know that he bangs. His matches bang.
It's always been banged for the last 10 years.
Yeah, so I don't think, like you say, I don't think if you can't hurt Seth anymore because we know.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
So we can't. So we know that we're going to get some banger matches no matter what happens. So I think I agree with John on that point.
And I don't mean damages damages character. Like as in damages. What was I trying to say? Like damages his reputation. Because he's supposed to be the guy that holds the title for so long. It's prestige. It's not prestige holding it for a month.
I get where you're coming. I understand. I get you. But at the same point, just thinking this way, he might come back to do that when whatever loses from. He might be coming back for just a bit part for a little while. While Becky's off, he might just be making appearances here and there and doing that to going for that outside. I feel like it gives going for Priest would be a great match. It'd be a great match. But that extra sparkle at SummerSlam, going for Seth to the world title, it's got that little bit more of for me, a little bit more of a spotlight on it.
Especially I feel like it's triple threat.
I do feel that's probably where it's going to go as well. Especially to come back to cut that promo last night. I don't know if you watched the highlights or whatnot. I did one last Sunday. They had that little vignette of him training, coming back.
It's really cool, that video. We were saying this.
Yeah, Seth just makes me emotional because I have attachments to Seth when it comes to shit like this. I've spoke about it before, and that sort of promote. I think if you'd asked me that question yesterday before seeing that video, I'd probably been all on board with you. Priest win, Gunther, but that vignette last night, Seth's return, just makes me think, it's the added little pizzazz. But like I say, we don't know if he's booking, he's doing limited appearances to take himself off to spend time with Becky and Rouge, whatever she's called. Rouge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what she's called.
ROUX.
And coming back and making an appearance, is he not 100%? But they need something to project this. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Absolutely. But he is. Seth. I don't know. Seth could take a dump in the middle of the ring and we'll all cheer it.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm
not grumpy today, by the way. It sounds like I'm grumpy. I'm not grumpy today.
No. I did see
feel the nerves of the England game later. That's what it is.
It's fucking not, mate. It's really not. One, we're through anyway, so it don't fucking matter. And two, it is what it is, isn't it? Gareth Southgate ball. Anyway.
I did see a thing the other day, and then I thought it was pretty cool. So someone's fancy booking. Obviously, with the whole bloodline, everyone's going Jay, Jimmy, and Sammy against the new bloodline. But there's now 5 of them, 4 of them. And this guy's personal booking was Roman comes back and they're trying to get the one over him, and they just extra man keeps costing him. and he's speaking to his wise counsel about like what can you do. And Paul Heyman says, "Look, you've got one brother out there. Reach out and ask for his help." He's like, "Who? What do you mean there's no more?" He's like, "Who you on about?" So you've got one little brother that you can ask for help. He's like, "What?" And he goes, "Seth Rollins." Because Roman always, even when they were rivaling and they've gone, he always called him his little brother. And the booking was, that Roman's then fine with this, decisions to forgive him. And then he's got to plead for his forgiveness for what he did. Stuff like that. And it's Seth that joins him to take down the new bloodline.
I don't like that.
So I do. But then again, I just like the idea of Seth and Roman wrestling together again. On one member short of a Shield reunion.
After Mania, I just don't.
I generally, like I said, fancy booking. I like the idea of it, but I agree.
Fantasy booking.
There's no. The only way you can return them back to being on speaking terms is if Roman's getting a massive beating by, and then no one's there to help him, and the only person that's around that would help him is his brothers. But we've only got two members of the trio. We ain't getting the third one back.
No, their one's gone forever.
Don't get me wrong, I would be very happy with Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins tag team title run.
Fuck no.
That'd be monstrous. It'd be fucking great. But no. Obviously, we mentioned before Forbidden Door being open with TNA and NXT, talking about Joe Hendry, but we have actually got the Forbidden Door pay-per-view this weekend in AEW. And we have already recorded it. It will come out after this. It's not reminded me before our predictions. But we all agreed on that video. The card just doesn't seem to be very stacked for an AEW show.
Yeah.
Key wrestlers missing. Matches. I think there's 9 matches to be work out.
Yeah, 9 up to now. And one of those isn't. And we've had one removed. It was Jeff Cobb was supposed to be wrestling, but he's been taken off the Wikipedia list. So,
that's 2 things on the list of topics. So we'll start with the stackness of the card. Well, so far, obviously we record Tuesday, Dynamite's tomorrow, so it could be more added with Dynamite. But what do you think to this for an AEW pay-per-view, especially from the last one that was on for like 5 and a bit hours, for nearly 5 hours, sorry. What do we think?
I'm looking forward to that live stream, tell you that right now.
Said to you, mate, if you want to just chill on this one, I can run solo. Happy to do it.
Oh, I'll do it with you. It's mental that it goes to 5:30.
That's it. Well, that's it. Do you reckon they're cutting down the stack to try and cut back on the time?
Good. This is no dig at. It is a dig at Tony Khan. The bookings sometimes on these pay-per-views are fucking stupid. Half the matches you can just watch on Dynamite. I know Dynamite. We'll go into Dynamite ratings in a minute, but you can just have them on Dynamite. There was no need to see half the stuff that we did at Double or Nothing on the show. So cutting it down to 9 matches, nothing wrong with that. It's fine. However, I'm not a New Japan guy like Ted is or yourself. You've watched it, so like if this was all in, all out, or full gear, I'd be looking forward to it. I don't know half the people. Well,
but at the same point on that one, mate, isn't looking at this. There isn't anybody coming through that Forbidden Door that hasn't really been there before, barring the Stephanie Vaquer.
Well, I don't know Stephanie Vaquer. I don't know Heki.
Oh yeah, Hikaru.
Takagi, I've never heard of before in my life. Shirakawa, never heard of her against Tony Storm.
So I feel like the 2 of them that you butchered, mate.
I could care less anymore.
Yeah, you don't. But like Shingo's been there before. The one that's facing Tony Storm, she's been on shows recently.
Yeah,
I've not watched the shows. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably why the ratings are so poor. I've not watched.
Yeah, that's it. But for Forbidden Door, the way when it first launched, like we didn't just get your bog standards. We had people that necessarily wouldn't be A-listers in New Japan come in, and I think we've got some decent talent over there that could potentially come across. Like, why aren't we seeing anything with the Bullet Club? Gabe Kidd, Dave Finlay. Don't get me wrong.
Did Kid say he wouldn't do AEW a couple of weeks ago?
Try not to spite his nose there if he's not. There's no Tanahashi.
He's doing. He's president. He's El Presidente now. He's got bigger things to do.
But he's the poster boy though at the same point, isn't he? So,
no Cobb.
No Cobb. Obviously, why Cobb's been dropped, I don't know. It could be visa issues or something with Cobb because he doesn't really do. I don't know, YOLO guy strong much. He seems to be more the New Japan guy because he's from. Is it New Zealand?
Yeah, he's New Zealand. No, he isn't. I think he isn't. I think he's Hawaiian. I want to say.
He could be one of the Samoan.
And he's from. Yeah, I was about to say, isn't he?
Samoan. But then you've got like TJP. He's doing great stuff there with his new gimmick.
He's American. Jeff Cobb.
Is he?
Yeah, he's full American. They were born in Hawaii. I knew he was Hawaiian.
Oh,
Tour of the Islands is his finisher.
It's not a travel issue then. For me, yeah, well, streaming sense, I'm glad it's down to 9 if it stays low. Absolutely fine. But then I'm looking at the card thinking it's going to be a couple that I don't like being horrible because we're guessing it, but there's a couple of snooze matches. There's a couple of matches there. It's like Orange Cassidy against Zack Sabre Jr. Put it on Dynamite tomorrow. I don't need to see that match. Give me
Young Bucks.
And
the titles. Okada defending his title.
Well, I mean,
Jeff Cobb defending his title.
Yeah, Jeff Cobb defending his title. Young Bucks book him in a match against the Acclaimed against
TMDK, who are the new
or the War Dogs.
Yeah, Connors and
bring people across.
I'd love to see Joe Maloney and Connors.
So let me just more question for Tex, and obviously Matt, not really into New Japan. Do you feel now with this card this year that Forbidden Door, Ted, is losing what it was meant to do?
For me, it's a dead concept right now. Like you've got two of the bigger stars. They're not even the biggest at the moment. I'd probably say there's Evil and House of Torture who do stuff with Jack Perry. They're his boys. Why not have? I know Jack's busy in a ladder match, but you've already got the in to get him on TV. You've got just 4 guys. You've got Sanada. You've got Sanada, Taichi. You've got what's his face, fucking Takamichi Inoku. And see that are doing nothing.
I know him.
Exactly.
So Sanada. Correct me wrong. I think Sanada's only featured on one of the Forbidden Door pay-per-views.
Yeah, last year against MJF.
And he was the face of the company for 2-3 years there. God.
Yeah, and he's the one that they've been building up. And this Suji that's not in the match. None of the rest of LIJ. LIJ are the biggest faction. Oh, yeah, LIJ are the biggest faction in NJ.
No,
yeah, all day. And you've got 2 of the 5 members. You've got Suji, Takahashi, and you've got Bushi that are not on the card. So why aren't we getting more faction versus faction matches? Like, it's just, for me, the learning tree should have been against a trio of NJ stars. You could have had Suji, who's a new guy, who's just come back from excursion, so he is a learner. So Jericho can try teaching him some things, and you've got Bushi and Takahashi.
But you could even done like the learning tree against a bunch of misfits from New Japan, like the War Dogs.
Yeah.
What I mean? They don't want to hear about the learning, they're just here to cause chaos. Could have Bullet Club against Mangang.
Yeah.
The fight for who is the real.
There's El Fantasma, who's been over before, could have been on this card. There's obviously Hikuleo, we don't know what's happening there. I think he's done potentially. You've got the fucking Bushimon, who are one of the bigger tag teams who have been on this card before. It seems like these guys come over once, and if you look at it, there's not many that go again. It's like
if you look at it though as well, he signed probably one of the best New Japan wrestlers that I know of, and he's just disappeared.
What, Okada?
No, Ibushi.
He's
Injured, isn't he?
again. Yeah.
Yeah, he's injured. He put a statement out the other day saying he can't wait to get back.
Yeah.
Oh, as he's declared it. I thought they just written him off because he comes with Kenny.
No, he's injured, bro. He got injured in the last Blood and Guts, if I'm not wrong.
Cole was like next level brilliant. But yeah, and then like Okada. Why is Okada not booked on a match?
The Forbidden Door, he was. So it should. So I know, like, we've got to have the matches to help prepare storylines. But I think, right, the whole concept should be champion versus champion, like at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That's how not at SummerSlam, at Survivor Series, sorry. So it should have been Swerve versus Mox or Naito, whoever's champ. It should be the TNT champion versus the TV champ, the global champion, and that's how it should be played out.
I think Swerve Will is the only one that I wouldn't have changed because Will, let's be honest, Will is a New Japan darling. They love him no matter where he is. So that one works. But yeah, no, I agree with you. It should be not necessarily for the titles, unless they want the wrestling going, they'll do a bit of a trip abroad. But like, I'm at the point with pay-per-views, and it's WWE, AEW, any pay-per-view. If pay-per-views on, titles should be on the line. I'm a bit old school like that. I like to have, we've got a 6-card match, like the main title, the tag titles, the mid-card title should all be on that card. No matter what company it is. It's a pay-per-view. Attitude Era used to do it absolutely perfectly. Jesus Christ, we used to have 30-minute hardcore scramble matches for a bit of tat, and still had times for the Intercontinental, the European, the works. And obviously they do the 0 hours, the pre-shows. So if you don't want, let's say, use the international title that Okada's got on the main card because you don't want it to run too long, put it on the pre-show.
Yeah,
I'd tune into a pre-show if I knew Okada were wrestling.
Yeah,
you get
I'd be more
action.
likely to watch the pre-show if it was Okada against, I don't know, if we could, Gabe Kidd, for an example. Yeah. I'm just picking a name because it's two decent. Well, we know Gabe Kidd from the independent circuit in the UK, and he was
I don't understand why he's so anti AEW, because surely it's better for him to get his name out there with everybody. Because
most of the guys are there now as well as that he did on work some of the independent shows with.
It's very strange. I think Gabe Kidd's a discussion for another day.
Tony Khan. He don't want to work for him.
Oh, he could be doing what Will Ospreay tried to do for long enough and realise he can't do it. So for long enough, Will Ospreay was like, I don't want to work in America. I don't want to work for a major company. I am New Japan through and through. And then he hit the ceiling and realised, shit, I need to move on. Maybe Gabe Kidd's trying this, seeing it work for him, going, well, I'll do the same thing. I don't want to work there. I don't want to work there. Mm-hmm. And build his, persona up. Build his, his worth up, and then create a battle. Gabe Kidd, Will Ospreay, totally different people, totally different talent. I don't think Gabe Kidd, personal opinion, don't think Gabe Kidd will achieve anywhere near what Will has. But hey, but yeah, and obviously you mentioned it before, mate. Ratings. AEW's been a bit of a thing right now.
So, I have up here. We were talking about before. I have the ratings for the last week and a half, and then the ratings since AEW came on. Right? Don't hate me. I'm reading what it says on here. So if there's a number wrong, I'm fucking sorry. It's what it says on the rating, latest TV ratings. Rampage. So no, we'll do Raw first. So Raw got 1.7 million. An average rating between 18 and 49-year-olds was 0.55. NXT 724. NXT did have the TNA Battle Royal thing as well. Helped them a bit with Joe Hendry. SmackDown got 2.3. Obviously, they've seen the fallout from Clash with Cody and the Bloodline, seeing what was going to go on. Dynamite did 502, which is the lowest it's ever had in its history. The highest it's ever had was on 2021. We got a mil, and that was CM Punk's debut.
So,
I think. Go on, Ted.
I think it's time for Tony's.
Time to go!
It's time.
Sorry.
Tony's had his time to book it now. I feel there is people out there that could help him out massively. So I think he should hire Scott D'Amore to come in and help write weekly TV. And I feel he needs a separate booker for the women's department, the women's. And I wouldn't go amiss to Gail Kim or for Mickey James as he to take that role.
I'd say more Gail than Mickey, because I think Mickey's too close to WWE right now.
Yeah.
Nick.
But so we need a female to. I feel the best thing for AEW, because everyone shits on them for how they deal with the women, is to hire a woman to book it, and it's a good look for them. And I feel it'll bring more eyes to it as well. Actually, I'd even give it Saraya. Saraya would work. And say she's booked. Well, she's like done it all in the women's things. You've got these people that are within there now. They say that could do it. They say they don't really need to hire out.
Serena Deeb.
Yeah.
She's an experienced wrestler. I agree with you, Scott D'Amore. You need to go and get Scott D'Amore, but I meant to send you this. Used to this is a couple of weeks ago. Scott D'Amore is actually still on the TNA payroll, still under contract. They've let him go as part of the role, but they're not releasing him from his contract.
Yeah, they're not releasing him, yeah.
So I think that could potentially, we could see once it's done and dusted with them, if they don't rebuild bridges or whatever. I agree with you 100%. I think Tony needs to stop booking it, put a team in place. He just needs to be the guy that signs it off. Don't, stay out of it. I think he's got enough talent there. Enough, he's got Jerry Lynn backstage. He's got Christopher Daniels.
Dean Malenko.
He's got enough people there to do it for him.
Chris Hero.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Hero, yeah. That can book this stuff. He doesn't need to be involved with the booking no more. I think obviously this week, and the ratings have not been great for a few weeks. I'm well aware of that. I've enjoyed the shows. That's just me. But I think this week is a bit of an unfair week to compare it to, because we've had quite a really exciting week for WWE. Obviously, we had the White Six on Raw, the NXT Battle Royale, Joe Hendry, and then we had people tuning in to SmackDown for the White Six, Cody Rhodes, Bloodline, and then obviously Jacob Fatu's debut.
And then they had Punk as well on it.
Oh yeah, and they had Punk as well. And
Well, if we look at the week before, then, and this is not the week with Cody in it. We look at the week before. You had Raw did 1.6, SmackDown did 2.2. I'm not getting into Collision and Rampage because you might as well just take them off the air with them ratings.
Yeah.
NXT did 7. Well, this says different. I agree. I do like Collision. Some of the Collision matches are decent. They just don't get enough finger. NXT did 768. Then Dynamite did 790 to only just beat NXT.
Yeah. I'd say that the ratings haven't been great for a while, mate. I'm fully aware of it. We've touched on this before. I don't know, like over in America, and I think one of the guys in the live stream mentioned it on the last one before about obviously he's out there. Obviously, they take their other sports incredibly serious. So if there's something major going on, they don't tune in. And that obviously affects both companies, WWE and AEW. The product right now is interesting. I enjoy it. But
so I agree. The product is better than it has been, but I feel there's too much. It's certainly with a lot of fans over the years. I feel with how erratic Tony has been at times, he's lost a load of casual eyes. Let's say that I feel he's dropped the ball massively.
I think if you look at it as well, And I'm sitting on the other side of the fence going, well, let's defend him a bit. Sports in the US, you're totally right. Some of these NXT, these fuck's sake, AEW, he changes the days, so it's not on like he did with that when it went up against NXT. He moved it from Wednesday to Tuesday to not go up against the American football. NBA.
Yeah.
So that does happen, and then on the other side as well, there is significant injuries. Adam Cole, Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega. Like if you had Kenny Omega, if you had them three there, you've got your feud with MJF built already. Kenny Omega with the EVPs, and then Hangman Adam Page in the main event. So look, flipping it the other side, and I don't want to do that because I hate Tony Khan. I like AEW. I don't like Tony Khan. You do it the other side, yes, he's got significant injuries and it's not helping the products. But when WWE didn't have Seth Rollins, they relied on Damian Priest. Jey Uso.
You need to. That's it. He needs to rely on the rest of his other talent and build up, pack his programs properly. And with Field Collision and Rampage, they either compress together and become one program, or you get rid of them. I don't think he needs them 3 shows no more.
No.
I think as well, for viewership, I don't know. I think that's the American viewership numbers there. I think we've said this before. It's so hard to watch it in the UK.
I said this to Ted before we came on. So, take me for an example. I watch everything through my PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, Sky, PlayStation. Not recordings, I use that through my phone or on the computer. Doing a network, PlayStation. Prime, example. Triller's not on PlayStation.
No.
Fight TV's not on PlayStation. It's on PlayStation 4. It's not on the PlayStation 5.
No.
Excuse me. So, you're missing big apps to watch it on. If I want to watch it here in the UK, I've got to wait till Friday, and by Friday I've had a look online, I've seen it all.
You don't need to tune in.
I don't care.
Yeah,
you've seen the highlights online on YouTube and whatever. You don't need to tune in, and I think that's doing him harm. I think he needs to focus on getting the product out to the masses better. So make something available for us to watch it over here in the UK live. Whether that be ITV shows it at 1 o'clock in the morning, live on their channels. I think ITV having it is a bad thing anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, same.
But then obviously with the Netflix deal in 2025, could somebody else pick it up on one of the sports channels? We never know.
TNT will probably get it if they've made a deal with TNT in the States or wherever it is in the States, because they've still not made a deal for that yet.
Yeah, so I don't think it's a death. The ratings taking a dive. I don't think it's a death. So ratings, wrestling's a fickle business because fans will tune in to watch certain people. CM Punk, I believe AEW or fans of wrestling will tune in to see Kenny Omega return. If Kenny Omega returns and gets booked in a blood and guts match, people will probably tune in to watch Kenny. Probably nowhere near as much as Punk turning up, annoyingly, but people will tune in to watch Kenny. I just feel like, just needs to think that's what he needs to focus on, getting his product out and eyes on it, not booking it no more.
I think he also needs to focus on, like Ted said, the stories. I don't care about any of this. The only thing I care about at the moment, and it's not even that I care, I'm a bit intrigued in, is the Jack Perry thing. I couldn't give a shit about the women's titles. I couldn't give a shit about Toni Storm. Could care less.
Yeah.
Could care less about Mercedes Moné, and that's not my hatred towards the way she wrestles in AEW. I don't care about the story she's got going on. I'd rather see Chris Statlander versus Willow and carry on that thing, and what that was doing. Yeah. That intrigued me more than that.
It's it. There's the Forbidden Door. Like, why aren't we getting anything with Statlander? Why are we not getting a match with Statlander and Beretta against Cassidy and Willow? Yeah. I agree with his booking's not good. We're not getting storylines that fall through. Like, don't get me wrong, it's
like
gone
WWE,
slap.
Like the Bloodline is just carrying on.
Will Ospreay and
Damian Priest, Judgment.
Will Ospreay and Swerve. I know Will won a ladder match, but Will's won multiple ladder matches now for championships opportunities. There should be a bit more building in that match before we see that match.
Yeah, 100%.
They are literally throwing matches together to get them on TV, and it is stuff in the product. So, like now, the build in the Blood and Guts match, that's the only storyline that is technically running every week, is the EVPs attacking people and their issues with everybody, and they have problems with them. That's the only thing. But we're not even got EVPs on the main event. Should have them against the Acclaimed, or the claiming that he has. That should be a match.
Yeah.
Trios match. Put the titles on the line. Whatever. They haven't got a trios title, but I mean trios titles. The Bang Bang Gang. It's not on there. And the other thing, and I'm not going into because we speak about it a lot. Too many titles.
Yeah, we speak
not
about
bring
it
up
all
can
the
of
time.
worms. No,
Exactly.
absolutely not. But obviously, we mentioned there about the ratings. Obviously, last Monday night we had the arrival of the White Six. We spoke about them in great detail in the last video. So if you want to hear more about that, jump across and watch them. But we had a very, very, very interesting promo video.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
last night with so we haven't run through the shows today, but a bit of the background. Chad Gable arrived with security because obviously he was one of the people that were dead.
Security shit, by the way. Get some new security.
Yeah, it is.
I actually thought at one point the one sitting next to Michael Cole was Joe Gacy. I just couldn't look at him properly. He had the big wild beard.
I know what you mean.
It would have been clever if it was, and no one realised. But yeah, security brings him in. Has his triple threat match. He wins it, but during the match, the boards flash off and on and stuff like that. But at the end, Sister Abigail, Nikki Cross, comes out. She scares him. He runs off. She crawls out and gives Michael Cole a package that says "Pay me" on it. It said "Pay me" on it, apparently.
Hey, oh no, I thought it said "Play me."
So all the reviews I've said, they've got it in capital letters as "Pay me."
Give me a sec.
So I might be well wrong, and it might be just the reviewers have been typing for me to read it.
Give me 2 secs, I'll pull it.
I've got the video now. Let's have a look.
We're about 3/4 of the way through, weren't it? Oh, that's the paper.
Yeah, it says "Play me." There's an L there.
Is it? That'd be the typo.
Yeah, I'll pull it up for the people.
Yeah.
It's there.
So he's handed a package, and obviously later on they played the vignette. And I went to sleep at this point. This is the only thing I've watched since after I went to sleep. And wow. What a promo video. They are doing this perfect.
Yeah. I agree.
It didn't turn up on SmackDown, which I'm good with.
Yeah.
There's still time. I think there was no need for them turning up on SmackDown. Would have potentially took shine off Jacob turning up a little bit. Not massively, because he's fucking already excellent. I'm glad they've kept them on Raw for now. I want them to go everywhere, but right now it's good. But yeah, the promo was excellent. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I don't want him to call him Bo Dallas.
No.
That's the only issue I have with it. I want him to get away from the Bo Dallas thing. Bo Dallas is Bo Leave. Get away from it. Just call him Taylor. Just call him Taylor. There's no need to keep calling him Bo Dallas. I hate it.
That goes back to your bubble theory, though.
No, I know. But because they did that documentary, he's already in the bubble with that anyway.
Yeah.
And at the Hall of Fame, he was being called Taylor by everybody. So why all of a sudden is he now being called Bo Dallas? Keep it as Taylor. Anyway, that's the only issue I had with it. The rest of it I thought was absolutely tremendous. I thought it hit you a little bit inside when he was talking about it, but then also you had that thought of where's this story going to go, and where are they going to keep pulling at the heartstrings of Bo before it becomes, because he kept doing that, and that's what the Fiend does.
Yeah.
His hurt heel, and in my head I went, he's going to be the new Fiend. You're going to have Uncle Howdy. You're never going to see him at the same time. You're going to see him two separate things. You're going to have Bo as the Fiend, and you're going to have Uncle Howdy telling him what to do.
So that's what I got from it. So I've got that this is a split personality, and this has caused multiple split personality, because we could have a fourth one as well, a dead mare, because he has played in them videos with like a sack over his head.
I don't think we'll get that one.
Too many. That'll be too many for me. But
yeah,
I feel the trauma of losing Bray.
Yeah.
That's, you know, I mean, maybe not do the Fiend Master, do the dead mare stuff, but
yeah,
because the Fiend Mask is Bray's. Split personality caused by the trauma of losing him. Emotions, absolutely. It obviously was Botox, well, Taylor talking to Taylor, whatever you want to look at it. It was Taylor under the mask, as well as Taylor talking back to him. Because obviously they're never on the camera at the same time. And for somebody who struggles to speak about somebody that they've lost, when Uncle Howdy asked the question, I can't remember the exact word, but basically, how did you feel when you lost Bray? There was a lot of emotion in the mouth by him, and that's the same emotion I do when I'm trying to talk about somebody that I've lost. And it wasn't, it's been played off of like a weird motion from Uncle Howdy, but that was him basically biting his lip to not crack.
Yeah.
About talking about losing him. I like how he showed his emotion, how he talked about, you know, put him in a mausoleum and stuff like that, and it was just perfect.
So I love it. So this is what I said last week. I wanted this to be about Bray's legacy, and this is where it's going, so which is right. And yeah, it was just incredible from start to finish. I noticed that the YouTube version of this is a longer version of the interview. It's from the live version, so anyone that has watched Raw live, you may want to watch the YouTube version of it because it's 5 minutes long, the full version.
I think that's the one I watched on TikTok. Then, because it was quite a long video I watched.
It is.
I thought it was very well done using Nikki Cross in the ring to crawl over and then give it. I thought if that was Gacy or Lumet, I don't think it would have worked as well. No. But because it was Nikki and she looks creepy as fuck and she's walking around the arena, mate, I'd be like, if I was Michael Cole, I'd be like, fuck this shit and run.
The fact, do you know what? The fact that she hasn't done anything in ring yet, hasn't even uttered a word, and I think it's perfect. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I do.
That's a sign of the engagement that people are having with something that has literally been on TV for
6 days at this point.
No, I think that I'm going off minutes, mate. It's probably had about tops 15 minutes of airtime. If you don't include reruns of when it's showing, you know, what's happened, themselves have had probably about 15 minutes of airtime at max, and it's already so over. So many people are so engaged with it on social media right now. It's unbelievable. Do you know what I'd like to do for them to do next? Do more of these interviews.
Yeah.
With the other people.
With Uncle Howdy asking the other people, why are they following him? What did they believe in? What did that sort of ask the questions, because then it gives the people, the viewers, an idea of why all of a sudden Dexter Lumis is, in theory, ditched Indy.
Don't get me started on that. I'll never forgive him.
Which would be pretty cool though if they did do it in like some sort of interaction, like Nikki goes to attack Indy, he stops her, and Indy's one of the ones that gets a free pass from them because it's his.
Don't pull at me heartstrings with Index. You know I love Index.
I know, but it's it. Why he's done that? Obviously, an explanation from Big Outro and why he's back. We don't need much from him. Gacy, let us into the psychotic world of Gacy. And do these little vignettes of the interview. And obviously, it's come out Alexa didn't return with them because she's not ready to return yet.
Yeah, she's still got she had nose surgery as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, so she's still getting over that.
But
so picture was on one of the trucks in one of the backstage segments that someone put in, and it's not been on there for time.
Yeah.
So whether that's something, if you're going off old WWE stuff. I appreciate that. I don't like that. I think you should stick just with it being with Taylor. Only because there's a mystery around them now. just leave it. Leave the mystery. Because in reality, we don't know it's Nikki Cross. We don't know it's Joe Gacy. We don't know it's Dexter Lumis or Eric Rowan. We know, obviously, because we're nerds.
Fans.
But
it's it, yeah, we're all
nerds.
They've not been unmasked, but they have been unmasked.
Exactly. So I would leave it, especially Nikki, because the way she is and the way she's creepy and the way she's doing. You know what I would have Nikki doing every now and again? Like, have a walk around the arena when it's dark during an entrance and the spotlight's just on her. She's walking around like she's lost.
I wouldn't put a spotlight on her. So, if you've got a match where it's slightly darker, and there's always that angle every now and then where they shoot up the ramp from the commentator's side, just have her stood there, doing nothing else but just standing there, not even looking up, looking down. Then when the next, like, something be mentioned, angle change for 2 seconds, and they're like, well, hang on, I go back, and she's gone. That's it. Or do the old hole in the ring, pull down. Like, if you're going to put her in a storyline, have her pull people in, like the ring sock. That's what she looks like, the girl from the ring. Pull her in the holes and stuff like that.
Psycho.
She'd do more.
I'd have her walking around, mate. That and standing there, like you said at the entrance. That standing there, and then when it cuts back to it, she's not there, she's somewhere else. And her walking around, I'd make that for me. I would be all over that. I'd be like,
the standing at the entrance things. It's something Nikki Cross, when she was going weird, did. You remember she just
she was always in the backstage segments as well.
Yeah.
She was hiding around corners and stuff. Yeah, I'd love it. If she walked around or just stood there, stuff like that with Nikki. Rowan, I'd leave Rowan as it is. Same with Gacy and Dexter, because Dexter doesn't talk anyway. Yeah, Dexter doesn't talk anyway. He never did when he was.
That's one thing I don't want them to do either. Dexter stays mute.
That's what I mean. So, like,
well, basically, the buzzer bro is one of the quiet.
Any of it. Yeah.
So,
yeah, you could leave them all mute and rely on Taylor and Gacy to do promos. Leave the others completely mute. It's just, you know what, I right now I can't see how this can be hurt. It's going the right way. Just don't make it silly. That's all I'm saying.
Don't give him titles.
Yeah.
Don't give him titles.
Not for a long time.
Top Dollar turned around today on Twitter and went, give him the world title. No. The Fiend never needed the title. The way the Fiend beat you was getting in your head. That's what the Fiend did. He didn't need a championship. When he won the championship, it was dead in the water because someone had to beat him.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no need for it. This does not need a title. They don't need tag titles, mid-card, women's, main. They don't need titles. Let them do what they're doing. Build that up. It will be absolutely one of the best things WWE have done since the Fiend, since Bray Wyatt.
So for me, the issue with giving them titles is you can't take them titles off them without making them,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Without losing that power that they have,
that
just
aura.
Attacking people, that aura. The minute you book them a title, put the title around Taylor's waist, he goes on a monster run, taking people down, and then he books them against. I don't know, it's not going to happen, but they did it at the Fiend, and that's why I'm using booking him against Goldberg to beat him. You're killing that gimmick. I'm never taking that gimmick serious again. I love the Fiend, but the Fiend lost its pizzazz for me the moment Goldberg beat him, especially after the only way Seth could beat him, and even didn't beat him, was trying to bury him on the chairs.
Yeah, and tools.
I mean, they can't do that, and I feel this is the same with these guys. They can be lost. I think as well, the only way these guys lose, DQs.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't get me wrong, put them down for straightforward losses in about a year's time, but right now, don't harbour this. Do DQs by Nikki Cross getting involved, crawling out from under the ring and crawling up in the ring and grabbing the person that the fellas are wrestling, or
I think we should just have him not care about winning or losing. Just have him just
obliterate the opponents.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be booked for a while. Do you know what? The one thing that does worry me is when it comes to actually having a match. That is my concern.
Yeah.
Not the in-ring talent or anything. It's just how they're going to book these matches. That I don't know. That I don't think they thought that far yet, and I don't know. But how they book these matches.
I agree. It has to be done right. And if you
don't
are
want a daft red light either. Don't give me a daft fucking red light.
Oh God, do you remember that?
Yeah, we don't.
Especially in Hell in a Cell, it was because their cell was red.
Yeah,
it was painful. Yeah, no, I agree. The losses, wins and losses don't fucking matter with these lot.
No.
It starts off a match, Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable, for example. Within 2 minutes, they're all in the ring, surrounding him, and doing what they're doing.
Surround the ring, Chad goes to run out, and the only place he can go is towards Uncle Howdy, grabs him, hits Sister Abigail, match over.
Yeah, I agree.
Protect the move, Sister Abigail, if that's what Taylor's going to use. Protect that move.
Yeah.
That protects the gimmick.
Don't have it like a fucking super kick.
Yeah. But at the same point, protect Taylor. So this is going to be tough on his own personal life and psyche, because he has, not just him.
Well, in that interview, he says that the one thing I've always wanted to do is be right there by my brother's side, and we were there, and then it got taken away from us.
Yeah, it's in that documentary started in FCW together that they had. There was an interview with Bray floating around recently where someone asked about him and Taylor.
I've seen that. Gorilla Position did it, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was like, it's going to happen one day. We've always wrestled at some point together. But no, they've not just Taylor, all 5 members, technically 6 if Alexa actually does join him. They've got massive shoes to fill that they're never really going to fill. And I just hope everybody gets behind him and stays behind him, and they book him right, and Taylor's given the right support he's going to need through this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't just mean from the fans, I mean from the guys in the background in the office and stuff. And I don't have no fear of Hunter supporting him, because it's Hunter. I think he needs literally protecting, not just in the wrestling, but in his personal life, because there's going to be points where they're going to pull bits of Bray up left, right, and center, and it's going to be a trigger point for him. But I am one person who is massively excited for the next time. Turn up wherever it is, doing whatever.
It's going to be so good. It is going to be sick.
I'm ready to see. I want to see though. I do want to see some of the other guys, some stuff with the other guys next as well. I want to see a bit more of them, whether it's attacking people backstage or whatever. I want to see more of them guys too.
I think he needs that as well.
Can't wait for my Uncle Howdy figure to be launched and the other 5.
Did he not do one originally when he first came in? No. Well, they would have done a double pack with Bray.
No, definitely
do anyway. They will do anyway, but.
See, I need an actual Bray Wyatt figure, not just the one I have. I do need a Bray.
I'm guessing they'll be going like what that. They'll be.
Yeah.
Worth a bit.
To get released.
They are going to be one of the ones if you want it, you're going to have to pre-order it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Bray's figures are highly sought after.
Don't start getting me into figures, because I will buy some. And that's a road I can't go down at the moment.
No, there's no.
You'll never financially recover from this, bro. Right?
You genuinely won't financially recover if you start. But no, there isn't. But I think that takes us nicely to the end of the podcast.
Top 5.
Oh yeah.
Oh, top 5. Shit, sorry. Right.
And also, if you watched the last episode, I've done a new intro for it.
The Fellas Top 5.
If you've watched it, you'll hear someone go, "The Fellas Top 5." That is me. I've done a voiceover and tuned it so it doesn't sound like me, but it is me. It's great. Top 5.
Right, so if you're not, another one of the things we're expiring about, and the reason I forgot it because I've literally been working off the list that you sent in the screenshot, is with Matt sending us, and we might do it. We might take a turn and send it Matt one day if something pops into our head. We're going to do a top 5 every week, and I did forget about this week. So because we've talked a bit about AEW, and we did a bit of WWE last week,
and Forbidden Door this week.
And Forbidden Doors this week as well. So it coincides lovely with the pay-per-view.
I was going to do top 5 Forbidden Door moments, but there's only been 2 pay-per-views and there's no fucking point.
Yeah.
So
top 5 AEW wrestlers is what Matt has sent to us this week.
Your favourite top 5?
So our favourite top fives, not like
Yeah.
actual rankings top five. Or
No.
Our favourite.
No, we can do that another time, but at the moment, it's your favourite.
So, Ted, top five.
Easy. Right, so 5.
Right, so I'm going to. Are you doing it in order? 5 upwards, yeah?
Yeah, 5 upwards.
Right, okay.
5. We're going to start off with a cheat. The Elite as a whole.
Fuck off. I said tag team,
do you know what? I
stable.
don't know if I want to give him that one either.
I said I'm all right with tag teams, not a state. I didn't expect you to put the full stable on.
Okay.
And there's many
all right, let's do Bullet Club.
Yeah. So okay.
Yep.
Bullet Club. Actually, I'm going to change my number 5 because I forgot about these 2 until just now. Bullet Club Gold, the tag team, Jay White and the
Robinson.
No, fucking what are they called?
CJ Parker.
No, how?
Guns.
The Guns. Thank you. They're my number 5. Number 4, Swerve. Number 3 is Brian Danielson. Number 2, MJF. And number 1, Billy the Goat, Will Ospreay, for me.
Before I asked you, Matt, I just want to clear something up, and I should have asked this. Do they have to be active in AEW right now? Including the injury list, or can they have been AEW wrestlers?
No, they can be on the injury list. They are on the they can be on the injury list.
So they've got to be under the contract of AEW right now.
Yeah, under contract of AEW.
I just want to clear some stuff up because I have
3 are minor injured.
So two of them I would have put on my list if we were talking of all time, whether they're there or not. They're not there, so that's fine. That clears up. So what? Cody and Brody.
Right, okay, yeah. Brody was going to be on mine.
Number 5, Brian Danielson. Number 4, Adam Cole. Number 3, Kenny Omega. Number 2, MJF. And number 1,
Adam Copeland.
Adam Copeland, baby.
That's his operation on his leg, by the way.
Yes. That's why I said 3 are minor injured: Cole, Omega, and Copeland.
All the C's.
Yeah.
5. I'm gonna go Swerve.
Swerve.
Okay.
I'm only getting on the Swerve bandwagon now, so I'm not gonna sit here and go, yeah, he's number 1. No, I'm only just enjoying him recently. 4.
We'll be right back after these messages.
I'm going Lucha Bros.
Oh, lovely.
Okay.
So can't pick, and I feel like they need to be in everybody's top 5. So you 2 suck for not having them in your top 5.
No, I've got Brian Danielson, Adam Cole, Kenny Omega, and JF, and Adam Copeland.
3.
Matt's like Minty, don't do tag teams.
3. I'm gonna go Kenny Omega.
Okay.
Oh shit. Fuck.
He's gone big with that one. Now he's regretting it.
No, it's not. I've gone big with 3. I had 2 more people in my head, and I've remembered a third one. I've dropped one of them. 2, the Young Bucks, because you know how high I hold them up in regards. Anyway, and then number 1, I'm going to have to go with Maxwell, Jacob Freeman.
No, Chris Jericho.
So Chris Jericho would have been 7th.
7th?
Yeah, number
because
6.
number 6 would have been my one I've just remembered, and I'm fucking wounded. I'm not one to reset my list. John Moxley belongs high up my list. John Moxley was actually going to be 2. No, number 1, and the Bucks.
You also missed somebody else. Eddie Kingston.
So Eddie Kingston's one of my favourites. He's not been around for a while, but I think the ones I've named are a little bit more important for me for AEW as my favourites. If you give me top, you said to me, "What's your top 10?" He'd be in my top 10, absolutely hands down. But no, when I said shit, and I remembered, I was going Young Bucks, Moxley's, but then I remembered MJF. If I redid my list, I'd probably take the Lucha Bros out, move the list down a little bit. So Mox would be top, MJF, Young Bucks, Kenny. I don't know. Did you know what? I'd knock Swerve off, just move them all down and put Mox at top.
As well, next week is top 5 Money in the Bank winners. I'll tell you now, so you've got a week. Top 5 Money in the Bank winners, men's and women's. I'll have.
I'll have to have a bit of a look into that one, but go on.
So,
it's number 1. There you go. I'm done.
Yeah.
I know, and this is really sad that people are going to probably come in the comments at me, but is it bad that that's one of my favourite Money in the Bank matches of all time?
I rewatched it the other day, and yeah, it hurt. Not as much as 2022, because that really hurt.
I really enjoyed it, but at the same point,
Malachi Black is Alistair Black's dead on that.
So's Ray.
Yeah,
they both got stuff.
Baron Corbin, murderer.
But yeah, I think it's the same with like I highly rate the COVID WrestleManias up because I think they were savings to me during COVID, and that's why I rate them so highly. I really enjoyed that match. I haven't watched that one though back since COVID.
Well, that's why then.
I don't really watch. Do you know what? I don't watch the newer pay-per-views back often. It's more the old stuff it's more the old stuff that I probably didn't get to watch or have forgotten about. So when I do go back, it's very rare. I put a pay-per-view of the last 5, maybe 10 years on, unless something triggers it for me.
Ask me how many times I've watched WrestleMania 40.
How many times? I think you've watched it 15 times.
More. Both
25.
nights. Probably around about 25 mark. I absolutely love it. I can watch it so many times. It's unreal. Whenever there's a pay-per-view coming up, I don't know if Ted knows this. Whenever there's a pay-per-view coming up, I always watch the old pay-per-view, starting from the latest one to the earliest. So, like with WrestleMania, I watched all the way from 1 to 39, and then watched 40.
I know you say
I'm in the middle watching Money in the Banks.
About Money in the Banks, yeah. I remember.
That's why I hate Booker T so much. That's why every time I come onto a pod and go, I've watched this and I hate them now because I've rewatched it back and I can't stand them. Booker T.
Right, so I think though now we've done top 5. That takes us to
That's it.
Now we're done.
Show done.
Bye.
So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell. As we said earlier on, we have an affiliation with the EuroShop. The link is below. Also, you can see all the social medias along the bottom here. Go and give us a follow on all of them. And we have the live stream Forbidden Door coming up this weekend. Yes, this weekend.
So I won't have FOMO. I'll be a part of it.
But and you're getting the trio on there. So go and get in the queue for that as well. Until then, guys, peace out.
Peace.